Hello, welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing? How's your
Doing
day?
pretty good. I got the day off. Not doing any phone repairs today, so a nice
That's a that's a
relaxing
good
day.
day. That is a good day. But yeah, all right. So you are Chris.
I'm Chris. I'm from Taptic Digital.
All right.
I am the only person in Taptic Digital, so I guess that's just me.
Yeah, I get a do you get a lot of emails from people where they're like, I'm calling or like emailing you about your company? I'm like, it's just me. You're just emailing me.
Right?
There's no
To whom
greater
it may
organization.
concern.
Yeah, me.
Me, it concerns me. That's it.
Just me. That's the only one. Yeah. But there's something freeing in that too, I think.
It is. It makes me feel important.
Exactly. I get somewhere it's like, hello, Mr. Bronco. And that makes me very happy. I get like, dear Romping Bronco. And I'm like, oh, thanks, guys.
Greetings, Mr. Digital.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Hello, Taptic. Speaking of your name, where was that from exactly? Because like the Taptic, that's a little deal, a little motor
Right.
deal, yeah.
So the inside of an iPhone, the vibrate motor is called a taptic engine instead of a vibrate motor because Apple has special names for all of the stuff inside their phones.
Yeah.
But it was called the taptic engine. And one of the first videos that I put up on YouTube, I had done a couple little repair video guides here and there, but I put up one taking apart a vibrate motor. It was called like vibrate motors and taptic engines. How do they work? And it was just showing how it came apart and what goes on inside of them. And that video blew up. It's my most watched. It's like 125,000 views or something ridiculous. It was shot on my cheap little cell phone at the time,
Hmm.
but because it took off so much, I was like, okay, I'm going to go with something Taptic is going to be in the name. And then I just went with Taptic Digital because I'm doing digital stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of worked out.
It is interesting. So I've got a few videos that just like skyrocket in views. I'm like, I don't know why this is happening. And also
Right.
like I've got video plans that I want to do, but it's like, should I just like throw all that away and just chase after what's kind of getting views? But then I just
It's
don't do that.
it's
So
tough to decide. I feel like honestly, that video in particular of mine took off because in a Jerry rig everything video, he says the Taptic engine or something at some point, and so people are going to go on YouTube and start typing, "What the heck is a Taptic engine? What does that
yeah,
mean?"
yeah, yeah. That's probably so. That's like how much like weird, like kind of out there content should I make in hopes that I just like garner some views off people like,
Right.
oh, they're talking about this very bizarre thing.
And if one works, do you just like go full send on that one topic, or is it
Yeah.
just a one and done thing? Is it, the classic MC Hammer? It's one and done. There's no
Yeah.
other MC Hammer song.
Yeah. You can't touch those views anymore.
You
Yeah.
can't.
You just can't. Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky. I'm trying to like figure it out because part of me is like, I want to be smarter about this, but then the rest of me is just like, eh,
You
just
know, I
spend 10
figure
minutes editing and upload it.
I got my little brand going. I get more views on the cheaper phones that I repair versus the higher end ones. But at the same
Interesting.
time, I'm just like, I'm still going to do the higher end ones because it's
Right.
it's content to put out there and see what people like.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I think even like with my phone right now, it's way broken. It's bad, dude. It's so bad. I'm not gonna try to fix it. If anything, I would just like send it into somebody, bring it into a store. So like I have like no need to watch an iPhone repair video because I'm not gonna even try to repair that. So I'd imagine if it like you've got a cheaper phone, you're kind of trying to cut costs
You
wherever you
know,
can. Maybe I can fix this myself.
you might have bought a budget phone for a reason because it's
Yeah.
it's a budget. But
Yeah, exactly. I did like the one that you just posted. Can't remember what the phone was called, but it was like the really cheap phone. I think you posted last
oh
week
yeah, I
that
posted
you
and I
just
was like, it's
couldn't
not even
repair.
worth repairing,
Yep.
honestly. Like you could
Yeah.
just, I think it's actually a government provided phone too, so they can just call and be like, my phone broke, I need a new one, done.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
the thing is,
Unless
for a
you
lot
can't
of
call with the
people,
phone that's broken.
right?
It's,
For a lot of people though, like it's not as simple as just going out and buying another phone because they have irreplaceable pictures on here, irreplaceable videos and stuff that they've made and saved, and they can't get those back on a brand new phone,
right.
unless they're backing stuff up like they should be doing.
I don't do that. No.
Mm-hmm.
I need to,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
That iCloud storage is full, my friend.
Oh, dude, it is. Totally is. Yeah. You heard that, did you? Damn it. Yeah, no, I need to do that because I feel like that would just make my life a little easier. But I also like the annoying thing is I got a 6 terabyte hard drive. I have like 3 4 terabyte hard drives. Like I have all of my data backed up for like my camera
Right.
videos and stuff like that. But like trying to back up my computer on that and then trying to back up my phone, like my phone only backs up to my computer. But since my computer doesn't have space, even though there's really not much on my computer because it just backed it up, it won't back up anymore. And it hurts my brain. So I'm just trying not to think about it because I have a new phone. I just need to like pop them over. And I just have not had a moment to do that. So
Fair enough.
yeah, it
Fair
is
enough.
what it is.
And I
Um,
guess you doing so much film photography, you store a lot of other types of photos that don't really fit in a computer. I'm sure you've
yeah,
got a lot of printouts and
yeah,
probably a lot of negatives laying around.
yeah. No, I'm a little bit better about that. I got like the binders with the sleeves, everything's like
Oh
kind of
yeah.
fit in there a little bit. The problem is like if I'm developing at home, yeah. So for like black and white film, I got the Cinestill monobath. It takes like maybe 4 minutes to develop 2 rolls, and then it takes like about 6 years to scan those 2 rolls because the scanner is just so slow, and you want to do like a higher DPI so you actually get like something of like a usable image and not just like
Right.
black and white nothingness. So that takes forever to scan. So like I've got a backlog of stuff that I need to scan. And then so I started putting that away in the little folder, the little binder deal. And now it's like I've got like a marker of like, oh, these have not been scanned yet, but there's just so much that hasn't been scanned. And I
Right.
just have no desire to do that. But anyway, yeah. So that's a little bit of a mess too. Um, but it is what it is. I'm
It
pretty
is what it
good when it
is.
comes to like drive stuff and making sure everything's backed up. But like with my phone, I'm just like, I like it should just be easy. Like I don't know why I'd have to jump through hoops
You
for
know,
this.
it's a smartphone. It should do it on its own.
I know, right? Like I shouldn't have to be smart about this. It should just
Right. I got a smartphone because I'm a dumb man. Please
exactly,
help me, phone.
exactly. Yeah, please. Siri, help. So would you recommend then doing the iCloud transfer thing? Because I was thinking about that the other day of just upgrading my iCloud to like back up my phone to that and then
Yeah.
swap. Okay.
I mean, if you're on the iPhone, that's the most convenient. I use Google Photos because I'm on Android,
Yeah.
and it just every time I'm in Wi-Fi, it backs it up. I had a phone that wasn't set to back up, and I lost like 2 years of pictures,
Mhm.
and that never again. I'm like, I always got to be backing up. But that in turn means that I have just like terabytes worth of backups, and it's of stupid stuff because I'm taking pictures during like repairs and stuff. So it's like a picture of a screw or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back and look at that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
gotta
gonna be
hold on to
great.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell the kids about that one.
Yeah. Yeah. This is important. Hang that up on the wall.
So I have no time to sort through and see what's important and what's
Yeah.
not. And that's life, you know.
Yeah. No, I totally get that because I've got a lot of pictures where like I've been going through like last week, I spent most of the weekend like just going through and trying to clean up space so I could do the whole phone thing. Waste of time. But I was like going through some of the photos I was taking, like,
Like,
what was the
why
thought
did I
here?
click that? What
Like, what was I thinking? Why did I be like, oh, I gotta make sure I hold on to that moment? And usually, like knowing me, it's like it's a license plate that said 69 or like something stupid like that.
right?
Just like some just childish thing. I'm like, oh, that's great. This is who I am.
I need to get that memory back.
Exactly. Yeah. I got like an accumulation of 69s from like all of my odometer readings, just like the dumbest stuff. I'm like really glad I almost got in an accident for that.
That was worth it.
Oh yeah, 222,000 miles and 69.
I got
Okay, so I was actually going to ask about your analytics of your channel. Um,
Sure.
just like so you notice trends in like your less popular, cheaper phones
Right.
get more views, which I find kind of interesting. But like, is there like, do you try to do any of like the cool taglines of like use this technique to change your life or whatever. I was watching this video
So
where guys like promoting that. And I was like,
it's so hard because when I'm browsing YouTube and like other social media and I see something that is like, you won't believe what happens or watch till the end, I'm immediately like, nope,
yeah, I'm
nope,
good. Yeah.
I'm not
Yep.
doing that.
And
You
if it's
shouldn't have
someone's
to
face
tell
like
me. Right?
doing that, and I'm like,
Oh
no,
my
that I'm
God. The
not.
Linus Tech Tip videos where he's just, like, bro, it's okay. But the thing is that gets the views, that gets the the
Blows
hits
my
for some
mind.
reason.
Blows my
So
mind.
I could totally put out a video that's like, you won't believe what a customer did to this phone, and they live to tell about it.
Yeah.
Like, I could do that and get views, but
But why? Yeah, because that's just kind of being disingenuous to your brand and
right.
stuff, and just like chasing after like these kind
Like
of like vacuous views just for the sake of having views,
you've heard my channel, and I'm not like talking with the most excitement. I'm not Mr. Beast over here. Like, I just bought my friend so many Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
I don't have that level of excitement because that's
No.
not really the brand that I'm going after. Though admittedly, I could go after that brand and that would
Yeah.
probably garner more views and more money, but where does the integrity and moral thing stop?
Exactly. That's kind
Start.
of where I'm at with it. Cause I'm like, it'd be kind of clever to like, kind of transition some more of my videos to be like a little bit more fun. Cause like a lot of it just feels really dry, especially like my really in-depth stuff. So trying to make it more fun in a way, enjoyable for other people to watch is
Right.
good. But then also like, I don't care enough to like to be
Like,
that fake and disingenuous. Like I just want to talk the way I want to talk.
maybe if my YouTube was bigger and was my primary thing,
Yeah.
then I could definitely, just dive all into it. But it's not there yet. Like,
Yeah.
I want it to be, but
Yeah.
it's just not there yet. We're
Yeah.
working on it.
And I think too, in terms of like expansion and growth, it's like if you're not doing stuff that like you feel good about, it's really hard to continue doing that,
Right.
because you're like forcing yourself to be this person that you're just not.
So like,
And yeah.
I'm trying to expand my channel a little bit by putting out videos about a 3D printer rather than, just here's the phone, here's a tablet, here's a console.
Mhm.
Just because I've done so many, I have like the same phone recording done 3 times because I forgot that I had already done it 2 other times.
Yep.
So I'm trying to expand it a little bit. And I'll be honest with you, I do have a camera lens repair video that has been sitting on the back burner for like a year now.
The hell's going on, bro? Stepping up to my competition?
It looks really good. The video looks really good.
Okay,
But at the
interesting.
very end, you notice that I just up and the aperture ring doesn't really work anymore. And
Okay.
that's
What?
probably my fault for assembling it wrong, but like,
Eh,
I don't feel good enough about it to release it as a video, like how to, because it ends up being like how to break your camera lens.
yeah. Which is those are always fun how-to videos. Like,
Yeah.
here's a like, oh, you've got a thing that works. What if it was
Let me show you
broken?
how to make it not.
Yeah. What camera lens is it?
It's a Nikon 18 to 135 millimeter,
Okay.
and it was one of the kit lenses, and the mount, the bayonet mount was plastic,
Yep.
so over time it just cracked. And so
Yep.
I was like, okay, I'll order a metal bayonet mount. Got one in and started taking it apart before realizing there's a lot of things that go on top of that mount and connect to it.
Yep.
And since it's for a DSLR, there's more electronics too. And I'm
Hmm.
like, I don't really care if I rip an electronic, I can probably solder it back together. But the gears, as soon as you bring out mechanical springs and gears, I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Yep. Stay away. Stay away. Nikon lenses are the worst to repair, especially like
They are a
the
pain.
autofocus ones. I remember my old boss, he had this one, and it was like a $1,100 lens. It was a really, really nice Nikon lens. And he had sold it to somebody, like, and then a month later they sent it back. They returned it because it was broken. And I get it back in, and the back, like the mount is just torn off. And there was a little bit of like flex circuit that was just like ripped in half. And I was like, okay, well, this is dead. So I was
Right.
like, I showed my boss, I'm like, you didn't give him his money back, right? He's like, oh yeah, I totally did. I was like, all right, well, you shouldn't have, because he obviously broke it in a way that it shouldn't be broken. Like, this isn't on us. And if it is, then our quality control is way worse than I thought. So my boss was like, oh, it's a good lens. We should fix it. I'm not touching
I'm not
that. Like,
touching that.
I'm staying away. And yeah, so he's like looking at it, he's like, oh, well, it's just this one piece that's missing. We just need to fix that one piece. I'm like, eh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Sometimes that one piece is
yeah. So I looked into it. I found like another like replacement flex circuit board. And I messaged it to my boss. I'm like, oh yeah, if you just get this, I'm like, maybe that could work, but like no
maybe
clue.
not.
So then like 2 weeks later, out of sight, out of mind, we get this other package in from AliExpress, just and
Best.
it was just like this random like flex circuit. And I was like, what's this? And he's like, oh, that's the replacement part. And I'm like, it like looked
No.
nothing like it. It was like the part like kind of looked like this, and the one that we got was like this. It was just like, it was so wrong. And I was like, Peter, this isn't the right piece. And he's like, but it was cheaper, because like the original flex circuit was like $50, right? For an $1,100 lens, this replacement part was like $50. And he was like, well, this one was only 25. And I'm like, right, but it's not the right one. He's like, oh, but it's okay, because it's cheaper. Just put it back together. And he was literally doing it in my face, like inches away. And I'm like, all right. And yeah, every week for like the next like 3 months, he's like, oh, how's that lens going? I'm like, I'm not doing that. He's like, oh, okay. Well, just like if you have time, work on it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to. I don't want to. It was so annoying. It's just like, what are we doing here?
Like, what do you want me to do to it?
Yeah, just like, oh, just fix it. Just fix it.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah.
It's just that easy.
Yeah, you just have to fix it. Oh yeah. What fun. And okay, so you do voiceover, then you record the video and then you do. So how much scripting goes into that?
So scripting, I actually have the tab pulled up so I can tell you. I keep all of my scripts in a single document on Google Docs, because I'm just, I don't know what's wrong with me. I should probably separate it so it's easy to search for, but I don't.
Nah.
So I have a script document, and am currently sitting at 178 pages long.
Okay.
So that's like for all of my videos combined. And what I try and do for scripting really is I'll throw all of the clips into the editing program in the order they should be. I won't trim them down or anything. And then I'll look at them and watch. And as I'm watching, I'm going to be typing out a script of what I want to say at this particular part. And more often than not, I run out of stuff to say. And so that video clip is really long. And so then I know, okay, that's where I'm going to cut it right there and move on to the next topic. So then I'll do that. I'll get the timing and everything. And then it's just trimming the clips to match it up. And I've been trying a little bit more to do unscripted. So a lot of my shorts on YouTube are unscripted. They're literally just me throwing the clips into the editor, hitting play, and recording a voiceover as it's going on. And I'm trying to make those a little bit more fun. In a previous one, I threw on a character voice that I had for some old Snapchat videos that I used to send my coworkers. They thought it was hilarious. It was Chris, and he talked kind of like he was from Boston, but he's not really from Boston. It's just this kind of ambiguous voice, but it's really weird, kind of annoying, kind of Jewish, kind of New York. But it's just, he's telling about repairs, and he's like, look, you just heat gun this thing right here, and then it pops out. It's like magic. And so I tried to mix it up. I wanted to see if that would get any more views into it. And it really didn't. YouTube shorts are weird. They just pop off whenever they want to, or they don't at all.
Yep. Yeah. I went through your channel like last week, I think, and I saw that you had shorts, and like, I don't know where those are supposed to show up on like my
you have
YouTube
to go to another
feed.
tab for it. It makes no sense.
And I
They're
just
not in
like,
the
I don't
videos.
watch those things. So I'll go through and watch them though, and I'll let you know how I like the voice. But that's cool.
Just something different. I'm trying to branch out into, the whole Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And I'll be honest with you, the results have been very surprising to me. I'll post a short on YouTube and it'll get like 100 views. I'll
Mhm.
post it on TikTok, it'll get like 20 views. I'll post it on Instagram and I'll get 21,000 views,
Yeah.
which, whoa, that's awesome. Except Instagram doesn't really do anything for me. I'm not partnered with them. I'm partners
Yep.
with YouTube.
Yep. I was gonna say the exact same thing.
And
Like,
it's like, wow, that's so cool. I got views. It
yeah, great,
whatever.
cool. It's not being expressed anywhere
It's
else.
not trending over to my channel where it
Nope.
should be.
Nope. Yeah, like I have a really hard time motivating myself because I have like 3 Instagram accounts. And one of them I enjoy posting stuff on. It's just like fun little videos I make of a trip or whatever, just like little minute videos that are fun. I use a bunch of copywritten music. I always get them pulled down because
Right.
obviously, because I'm making so much money off of
Right.
this. Then the other one's the photography one, and then I got the business one. I have the hardest time posting stuff on the business one because one, it's my newest. Two, I get like okay interaction with it, but like I don't see that expressed anywhere else. And the other
Right.
reason I had it set up, or I wanted to have it set up so I could have my shop on there. So people could like click on the, my little store
Yeah, it's
and then buy
another way
stuff
for
from my
them to
website.
get to your place.
But I don't know why. I think it's just like my brain is just not smart enough. But like the WordPress store that I have set up wasn't working for a while. I got a buddy to get it to work, but I'm just kind of spread pretty thin right now. So I need to like update my
Right.
stock and like go through all that mess. So I'm just kind of like trying to recalibrate a little bit before I jump back into it. But yeah, I've thought about like doing, you know, time lapse videos of repair stuff and then making like
Oh
minute long
yeah.
stuff or something like that. But I don't really want to. So it's like really hard for me to like motivate myself to
It
do that.
is. It is. And I
But
mean, like I advertise my Twitter account at the end of every video.
mhm,
I don't go on there. I
yeah,
don't I
yeah,
don't remember the last time I opened it. Like I
yeah,
feel bad if anybody's following me over there, but it's just like I'm already dealing with the YouTube, the
yeah.
TikTok, which honestly I don't really want to be dealing with,
No.
and the Instagram. And for you, you would think that, Instagram would be your place. It was an app made for photography to share photos. And then it became what it is right now, which there's still pictures on there,
Yeah. Good luck
but
finding them between the ads and between the suggested reels and
yeah.
whatever
The
else.
only
And
benefit that Twitter has, I think, is that when a sponsored post shows up, you can click the 3 dots right there and block the account. On
yeah,
Instagram, I have to go through hoops to block that account so I
yep.
never see that ad again. And I am malicious when it comes to ads. I'm not
Oh
a
yeah.
fan of ads.
Oh
And
dude.
I feel bad because I have ads on my YouTube channel. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So I think about that too, because I like just got YouTube Premium not too long ago. I did like the 3-month trial and I was
mhm,
like, oh, this is just better. Like this is because like I do all my work
right.
from home. I'm not wearing pants and I'd be watching a whole lot of YouTube. I watch like so for a while I was watching Stargate SG-1 on Netflix. I've seen that show like 6 times over.
Heck yeah.
It's the best show. But after I got done watching that, I was just watching like YouTube videos and I was like, I'd always get the same ads over and over and over. And I was just like, so I did the trial and run. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. But now I have ads on my videos, but that's okay. Cause like
You know,
I spend a lot
I'm
of time making these videos. It'd be cool to at least earn a couple pennies from it,
right.
you know?
I'm kind of particular when I upload the video. I don't have none of my videos have unskippable ads.
Hmm.
And I don't think any of my videos have like in the middle advertisements. They're
Yeah, the
probably not
mid
long
rolls,
enough.
whatever.
But
Yeah.
I if I can't skip an ad, I'm probably not going to watch the video
Yeah.
in most cases, unless I'm really dedicated and need to watch that video.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I'm just like, unskippable ad, man. Come on.
I'm not, yeah, like I don't want to
Come
be sitting for
on.
like 15 seconds, even like it's just the 15, and it's going to be the most annoying ad.
Of
It's like the weird
course.
music, and it's just like, I'm okay. Not to be like big galaxy brain here, but I've very rarely, if ever, watched an ad and been like, oh, I really want that product. Like that's
It
just never been a thing for me.
I will actively avoid that product
Yeah, exactly,
because
exactly. Just out of
because it
spite.
wasted my time.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other thing too that Instagram does, will be like, oh, here's some suggested posts you might like, instead of showing you any of the posts you want. So you can click on the three dots,
Don't
and
suggest to me.
you
I'm
can
not
only
following them.
snooze for 30 days. It's
Right?
like, oh yeah, just we'll revisit this later to see if you want more
It's like, man, I
suggested
don't follow
posts.
these accounts for a reason. If I wanted to see these posts, I would follow these accounts. And if I wanted to find new accounts, I'd actively look for them.
But these are ones you might like.
It's great. I don't though.
Yeah, I don't get. And then the other thing that bothers me too is like on my like personal account where I just post little videos and stuff. I go on my explore play page there pretty often. It's just like MMA memes and like dorky stuff that I kind of like. I don't touch the explore page on any of the other accounts, but I'll see them, like I like click over or whatever. And on the photography one, it's just like a bunch of like naked ladies getting their
Yes.
portraits taken. And I'm like,
Yes.
this does nothing for me. Like I don't
No.
want
And
to see this. Why
I'm
is it
almost
here?
offended, honestly, because it does that for me on pretty much all of my social media accounts. And
Yeah.
I swear it's because I'm registered as male. And so like my wife will pull up her TikTok, her Instagram, go to that explore page. You don't see any naked ladies.
No.
You don't at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. I
But half the
have
time, like I open it and I'm like, I am now being looked at by the FBI.
Yep. Yeah, it's just like, oh, these are things you would probably engage with. And because you've not really fed the algorithm anything, this is just the base what it is. And every now and again, I'll get like camera related stuff.
Sure,
But
some.
like, it's just like, I don't like this. I don't like what's, it's
No.
just the weirdest thing. I'm like, no
The best
thanks.
is I also have 3 Instagram accounts going.
Hmm.
I have the repairs, I have my personal, and I have my cats.
Beautiful. That's a
I have a cat
good
account.
spread.
My
Yep. As
mom
you
has a
should.
cat account. I just had to keep up, I guess.
Hmm.
But on their explore page, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
Because what is Instagram going to suggest to a cat? Like you would think, oh, they'll suggest cat food, cat
Yeah.
toys, pet supply stores. No, just half
Relatively
naked
useful
dancing
things.
people,
Yep.
uh, gross food things. Just
Got the
why?
pimple popping videos and stuff like
Okay,
that.
I'm guilty pleasure.
Okay. Hey man,
Guilty
we all
pleasure.
have our own thing. All right. I got SG1, you got pimple popping. That's all good.
You're not better.
No,
Gay.
no, no, no. Please don't think that for a minute. No sane, rational mind watches SG1, which is like 10 seasons long, multiple times in less than a year. Okay. That is like,
Sometimes you just gotta have it, I
I
guess.
mean, hey, I can't deny it. All right, so I want to break into your photography experience because you have
Sure.
the Z6, yeah? Is that what it's
Yep.
called? Okay,
Yep.
Z6. Have you shot film before because
I
you
did.
have Emmy Supers and stuff? And I'm assuming that's how you found my channel.
Yes, actually.
Yes.
I discovered yours because I had a stuck shutter on
Yep.
an ME Super.
Very nice. Welcome to the club. I have about 6 on my desk right now that are all properly goofed. It's been just the most amount of fun. But yeah, interesting. Okay, so did you shoot film in high school? Did you shoot photography in high school? Is this just something that you kind of wanted to get into, or what's the
So
story there?
I actually have a little bit prepared for you on this one. I had a feeling you might ask. I was kind of hoping you would ask.
Perfect, perfect.
Let me grab here the first. Oh God, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Here it is. So back in middle school, I didn't go to elementary school. I was homeschooled until middle school. So when I went to middle school, I went on field trips for like the first time. And I
Mhm.
was like, man, I really want to take pictures. And my parents wanted to take pictures, see what I was doing and everything. So I got this bad boy. This is a Kodak Cameo
Oh
right here.
yes. Yep.
Front pops up.
Yep.
Now, what's more amazing to me about this camera is that I actually still have a roll loaded in here that is on the 12 marker out of 24 shots.
Beautiful.
I don't remember the last time I pulled up this camera. It was probably in middle school, and that is well over 2 decades at this point ago.
Hmm.
But I love taking pictures. I loved it. I went out and I got a $50 Vivitar camera, digital camera from
Mhm.
Walgreens. Took that
Ooh.
on every trip. Loved it. Was taking pictures in class just all the time. Ended up in high school. I got a DSLR, Pentax, and I was the weird kid that would walk around school taking pictures all the time of just, classes, people, different stuff. Some thought was artsy or whatever. But I wasn't in yearbook. I just constantly had this DSLR slung over my body, taking pictures.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like, this was a time when Facebook was okay, and you could have 60 pictures per album. And I would be uploading like junior year volume 60, junior year volume 61 and stuff, because I just
Mhm.
took so many pictures. I love photography. I absolutely love it. If I could do it for a career, I 100% would.
Very nice.
Heck, even if I could get into repairing the cameras, I'm
Hey,
totally down with that.
check yourself, okay?
I,
Well, you want me to start repairing phones?
but I started doing film. I learned how to do film in high school, like I guess most people do.
Mhm.
I got an ME Super from my grandparents that they used way back when.
Mhm.
And I learned a little bit about, I did darkroom developing, thought that was super duper fun, loved the heck out of it. I started trying to collect and get into older cameras. So I got the little Kodak Brownie,
Wait a second. Wait
little
a second.
guy.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I
I
found one
just
with
shot a roll
flash
through
bulb.
this. Oh,
With a
nice.
flash bulb in it. I don't know if
I'm
it's
sure
blown or
that
not.
smells great.
But and then I realized how much expensive film was for it, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And then somebody, oh my god, you suck.
Mhm.
And then somebody gifted me a Kodak Dual Flex,
Yep.
and I think the film on that is even more expensive. And also, I couldn't get this one to work. Maybe send it to you sometime.
Yeah. Take a look
I'll
at
tell
it.
you, the brownie was the first one that I took apart, though, because that shutter was stuck as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you'd really call that a shutter. It's just like a coin.
Yeah. It's just.
But I successfully unjammed it. I cleaned up all the metal and stuff. Super proud of myself.
Oh, yeah.
Never took a picture on it.
Nope. You can do, like, if you really want to jerry rig it, you can load 35 millimeter in it. You can also load, I've shot 35 millimeter through the brownie before, and I was like, it's kind of cool, but like, juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Right.
But
Exactly.
if you're like really bored and you're like, I want to take a really bad photo today, then by all means.
Pretty much. I want
Yeah,
to feel like I'm in the 50s again.
exactly. But yeah, I just shot black and white through it. I actually got some I'm blanking on the film 620 film.
Mhm.
And then I have this color stuff that's probably great. It is made in England. The other stuff was made in Belgium, I think, which I don't think I know of any Belgian film companies off the top of my dome. So it's probably really fresh and really new. So I'm excited for that. Tastes great. But that's interesting. Let me see. There was something I wanted to touch on with that. Oh, do you have any favorite subjects that you like shooting? Do you have any like inspirations, like any photographers you're like, that's like the kind of photos I like to take? Anything that you
So
derive from?
let me see here. Can I share my screen?
You might be able to. I know
I
I
can
can. You
I can
might
plug some of some pictures I had pulled aside here.
do it. If not, you can send them to me afterwards and then I can put them up in post or something.
And no worries. Oh wait, here. Oh, the host has disabled participant screen
Oh my God,
sharing.
what have I done?
Host.
Oh my God. Advanced sharing
Thought this was the
options.
host with the
All
most.
participants. Here we go. Wait, okay. Host only. That'll be fine. Let's see. Does that work
Oh,
now?
now it works. Yeah.
Beautiful. Let's see it.
All right, hold up. Let's see. Let's click. Oh, what is that? I don't think you want to see any of the 3D modeling stuff. Shoot. I'm ruining the interview. I'm ruining it.
It's fine. Just dead spot. Just cut all
All
this
right.
out.
So
Okay.
here it is right here.
Beautiful.
So I really like nature photography, specifically towards macro. photography, and I think that's why, taking videos of small electronics kind of was my thing. But I'm big on nature photos. It's probably the easiest subject to shoot.
Ooh,
Macro again of a 4th of July sparkler.
that's
Um,
beautiful.
I really love having a really nice bokeh in the background.
Hmm.
I want the focus to be on the subject. My dream would have been, and I for some reason in my mind, I'm telling myself that I'm like past the point where I can even do this. I wanted to get into portraiture, and just doing portraits of people more than anything else, but it never really took off. I'm kind of a hermit,
Same.
um,
Yeah.
so I don't really go out with friends. I don't have many friends. I
Yeah.
like I I like being at home because all my stuff is here.
Yeah.
And when I go out, my stuff isn't there.
Yeah. What you could do is the old stick and bandana routine, just carry all your stuff with
You
you.
know,
That could
I
be.
I thought van life could be a cool thing at one point,
Yeah, have you
but
seen the prices on vans lately?
yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
No, juice ain't worth the squeeze.
No, but as far as photography goes, I guess I really enjoy nature photography. I've tried a little bit of everything. I'm not big on architecture photography because it's like I'm taking a picture of somebody else's work, kind of
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
weird way. I
Yeah.
get it. Um, some stuff like car photography and automobile, I don't get though, because I mean they it's the same thing.
Wow, you got a
How many
corner
different
of a
angles
car.
can you look at it from?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's a car corner.
Wow.
I do get it though. Like if I see like a really cool car, like
Oh
one that
yeah, like
like
if
I
I see
enjoy,
a
I'll take a picture of
yeah,
it. But like when that's someone's like focal point, I'm just like,
but
okay.
like it's usually a cool part of a car where it's not like the car is the subject so much as the cool part of it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
headlight or taillight that flows a certain way or something. I
Yeah.
could get that, but I guess I could do it as a business.
Yeah. That's true. But like, do you want to? You
No,
know? Yeah, exactly.
not really.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, that is interesting because like there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, I could see this being a potential career opportunity, but like, why would I do that? Because it's not like it's semi-related to something I enjoy, but it's not. So it's
It's
like
not what I
even
want to
worse.
do.
Yeah, it's like I want something that's like fully departed from my passion and interests. And that
Right.
way I can like have a separate thing to go to when I get burnt out from doing my work stuff. So
And I guess
yeah.
a part of me kind of felt defeated as far as photography goes because I never took it into a career.
Mhm.
Um, and seeing like YouTube start more people watching my stuff got me thinking, well, maybe video could be a thing. Maybe I
Yeah.
could get into more video. And so my goal is I want to at least put out or try and make sketches sometime or some short videos sometime. I don't know if you've seen him on YouTube, Joel Haver. He does short little
Yeah.
sketch comedies and stuff, but he also does feature length films like on his own. And it's so impressive to me. And I love that art style of like really low budget filmmaking.
I've shot, I think, 4 at this point, and somehow, one way or another, I've always had to edit them, even though I'd be like asking someone else to edit them. I always end up with it on my timeline. And so that's kind of where it stalls out. Cause like I have one that I shot in 2019. It's called Super Burrito. It's pretty fantastic because there's
I
this
know the
place in
video
Phoenix.
actually.
Okay. Okay. Tight. It's done. Like it's done. It's a like 10-minute long video. It's
Mm.
12, 15, thereabouts. It's good to go. I just need to add titles. Like I just
Oh,
need to
I'm
put
thinking of a
like,
different video then that you
yes,
had.
yes, but you're
The
thinking about,
burritos.
yes, it's the same burrito shop, believe it or not.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
They were really cool. They let me like shoot in there a few times. So I'm like, I'm gonna use this resource. Also, muy bien burritos. But anyway, yeah, so I got like that's done. I just need to finish it. But like for whatever reason, I'm just like, I don't
Yeah.
want to. Because like, what am I gonna do with it then? And it's like Yeah, it's just the dumbest thing. I'm in like a film competition right now. I was like a 16 millimeter film competition I shot in like June. I just need to
Wow.
finish editing it, and then the submission date's by like November. And I was like, well, if I just do it now, then it'll be done and I won't have to stress about it. But my dumbass is gonna wait till like the last week of October and
Of
rush
course.
it naturally. So trying to get that done, just stuff that like brings me fulfillment and stuff that I enjoy. And to some element, like having the YouTube channel, like having kind of some outlet and audience has been super fulfilling in a fun way. And having like my own business where it's like the amount of effort I put in reflects in, the
Yeah.
outcome I receive. It's not like some like large corporate conglomerate that I'm like pumping effort into that no one gives a shit about. I'm not a number.
Right.
I'm number one because I
It's
am the
your
Romping
thing.
Bronco.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's kind of trying to figure out how to spend my time and energy. And
Yeah.
that's been a challenge.
No, and time is a very precious and limited thing.
Hmm.
And there are a number of times when I will load up, I'm loading up Vegas to edit video and just staring at it like I want to do anything that's not this right now.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want to get a video out, but I feel this compulsion to from doing YouTube for as long as I have that like I need to get at least a video out every week. Like
Yeah.
once a week is my goal. And so it'll come up to like right the day before a video. Like there's no prep time. I don't have them scheduled ready to go. It's
Yeah.
like I just posted that after I finished editing it,
Oh
maybe a
yeah.
day later or something.
Yeah. Actually, when we get done with this call, I'm gonna have to edit some
I've
stuff.
got one pulled up right now that I got to work on. It's a
Beautiful.
cheap little Galaxy A52. It's a piece of junk.
Very what was broken with it? I'm curious.
They
Give me a
broke
little
the
sneak
screen.
peek.
They
Okay.
always break the screen.
Yeah. That's what's wrong
And
with mine. Let me give you a rip here. It's bad,
oh
dude.
no.
It'll make you cry a little bit.
Oh no.
Let's see. I don't know if you can
Oh,
actually see into
you
the
can
phone
see.
there. Yeah.
You can see down into the charging port. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I was baking the other day and I just got like a bunch of flour in my phone. It's like I can't imagine that's super good for it. So I
No,
just kind of like
I
blew
get
it
some
out.
gross ones.
Oh yeah, I'd
As I'm
imagine.
sure that you found some gross cameras.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck people have been doing lately with these cameras, but like I it makes me question like everything I know about the world. I'm like, but why? like of all of the demented things you could do to an object, why would you do this? And like sometimes I get it because it's like, okay, this camera's like 50 years old. It's been sitting
Yeah,
in
it's
someone's moldy
storage and
basement for a
stuff.
while. I got it for $10. That's fine. But like other times, like I got this Pentax 6.7, which is just the best camera in the world. Um, every time, so like the last few videos I've talked about the 6.7, I slander it a little bit. And I just get this one guy in my comments, he's like, actually, they're pretty good cameras. So I'm just trying to poke that bear as much as
Yes.
possible. uh,
Yes.
but I got this one as a parts camera from Japan. It was like $200. And I was like, ugh. It was like the only complete 6.7 that was out there because all the other parts 6.7s were like missing the part that I needed. So I was like, my hands were tied. I had to buy this piece of shit. And I open it up and it's just like the well of just rust and primordial ooze and just disgustion. It was just so gross. I tried clean. I spent maybe 5 minutes trying to clean it, and I was like, this is just
Ugh.
like not even remotely worth it. Like, just this needs to be burned at a stake somewhere.
Ugh.
Like, I just needed this purged of my life. Really, like, there's no two ways around this. This is just disgusting, but it's
I
right
mean,
there. So it's like
there's a
looking at it
there's a
right now.
reason I wear these gloves.
Raw
So
dogging it, man.
uh,
Just getting
I
in
did
there.
that for a little bit, but then yeah.
Did you have you ever like cut your hands too much? Do the gloves kind of prevent that from happening?
They're just nitrile gloves. They're not super
Okay.
cut resistant. They'll usually take the hit first. But the glass that I'm working with is surprisingly not as sharp, or it doesn't because it's all tempered glass,
Oh, okay.
it breaks into not really shards and sharp shards. It's more just like chunks.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of manage it, feel it around a little bit without cutting yourself.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know about the chunks of glass.
like it's not the greatest feeling, but
No,
no,
I
for
got
the
one on
most
my
part,
face.
the gloves are a result of what people put their phones through. Okay, little horror story for you if you got a second.
Oh
But
yeah, of course.
a nice lady came in with a Google Pixel 3a phone. Wasn't turning on. She said it was moisture damaged. She had dropped it in a porta potty and then decided that since it fell in the porta potty, it was done and left it there. She went home about 4 hours later from wherever she was, and her husband said, "No way, we still owe money on that phone." So husband and wife drive back out to this porta potty, wherever it may be, with a shovel. Husband proceeds to empty the porta potty's tank on the ground, shovel the phone out of there, which was then very much dyed blue and a little bit of brown, where she then brought it to us to see if we could fix it. Now, because I am the type of person, one of my mottos is I'll try anything twice. So I decided I'm going to give this one a shot. I'm going to wear gloves. Once I opened the phone, the screen came off. I realized it wasn't just on the outside of the phone anymore. And that's when I bagged it up and called her and said, "Thank you, but no thank you. I don't think I'm going to work on this one." And so I love the fact that I can wear gloves doing my job, because they're kind of like a second skin that I can then peel off when I'm done touching disgusting things.
Oh my God.
Oh, people are amazing. People put their phones through the most amazing things. They're on them at all times. So whatever that person goes through, their phone also goes through.
I have okay.
First of all, the consoles, the Xboxes and PlayStations that have cockroaches in them.
Oh yeah, that's
if they have roaches in those, they have roaches everywhere. And fixing your console should not be the priority at that time. It should be resolving the issue of the roaches.
Got a game, bro. Got a game.
You got to get your Fortnites in, guys.
Oh, bro, you know it. It's okay. So first of all, I was like, we're talking, I'm thinking like, what part of this can I like cut for a little like stinger?
Sure. Oh yeah.
And the show, like what little segment would work great? And I think that just answered my question. I think that story has got to be in there.
Well, I was trying to prepare for this interview. I mean, as you can see, I've set up like light panels and crazy shit going on.
Much more than I've done.
But that's my whole thing. I want my videos to be high quality. I'm about the quality. For some reason in my head, that's what I want.
No, that's good.
But I was preparing. I was thinking like, okay, what kind of questions could he ask? Is he going to ask like, what's the worst thing you've worked on, or stuff like that? So I kind of had a few little things ready to go.
Yeah, that is.
No, there's some
daunting
stuff out there, man.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just thinking also like, what kind of mind thinks, oh, I'll just leave that. Like that is not, you did not meet a rational human there. That was not like,
no,
that was not a sound decision.
That was I get that it's in the porta potty, but no, it's a very expensive device at the same time.
Yeah. And like, I get not wanting to dig around, but also like, okay, let me trace this back a little bit here. I have used porta potties before, as I feel like most people have. They're out there, unfortunately.
Guilty.
Yeah. Guilty of some shit in a porta potty, literally. But like, my objective every time I go in is try to not breathe. And then also that leads into the next point of get out as quick as possible. I'm never in there like, well, time to whip out the phone. Gotta play Angry Birds.
Right.
Gotta text. And like,
right.
It's just like, I guess the PSA would be, don't use, like, does there need to be a sign? Don't use your phone in a porta potty. And then also circling back to the whole bring a shovel and break open the porta. Why would you do that? Like, why would you just on the ground? They cleaned it up afterwards? No. Like, I'm just gonna go off on a limb and say no. They got their stuff and like, oh,
It's
I'm done.
biodegradable.
Yeah, it's also a biohazard. So it's like I don't. Those are the kind of people that I'm just like, stop. Like, just stop. You need help. Like, you need some serious advisory help with how you conduct yourself in the world. Like, there are 7 billion people here. You can't just be breaking shit out on the ground like that. Golly. Oh my goodness. I
I
can't
have
imagine.
I have worked in some form or another of electronics retail for about 16 years, and it never ceases to amaze me. It I like, okay, this is a touchy subject here, but I believe in evolution, as I think most sane people do,
Mhm.
but I have a hard time comprehending or believing that people progressively get smarter after dealing with some of these people. I have a hard time thinking that intelligence is going up.
Yeah.
There are horrifying people in this world, and they will go to retail stores. They will.
Mhm.
And it's you meet some interesting folks. You meet
Yeah.
some very interesting folks, and you get a lot of gratitude for your own life that you are not
It's
in
like, oh,
their
I'm
boats.
just thankful that my worldview is just different. My
Just
perspective on reality is just not
mine's that's
that.
not necessarily right or better in any
No,
way.
it's just different.
It's just it's different, and it makes me appreciate it that it is different, and
Yep.
almost in a grateful way that it is.
Yeah. And like you need some of those sometimes to be like, okay, things are actually pretty good. It gives you more
Right.
perspective. But then also, like, I can only take so much of that before I'm
It's
like,
like, how can you be that stupid?
I
How
just
can
need
you be so dumb?
a normal interaction. Like, I just want to leave the house for once and not have to like be worried about what hog wild shit is going to go down.
Right.
Because that's been happening a lot lately. Like, I'll just try to leave the home. I'll just branch out. I went to a amateur comedy show a couple of nights ago, or a week ago, whatever. And I don't really like stand-up comedy, just more generally speaking. I think it's kind of silly. Like, okay, sit
Yeah.
there and laugh. And like
Right.
it doesn't do much for me. I can get why people like it, not my cup of tea. So I didn't know how bad it could be though. Oh my God. Like, more power to the people for getting on stage. Like,
Sure.
that takes a lot. Like, I don't think I wouldn't want to do that because I feel like I'm a relatively rational mind of like, I don't need that kind of attention or anything like that. Like, and I'm also just like, I'm kind of funny, but like in a, you know,
Different
69
way.
farts kind of way, just
Yeah.
like, in a like off the cuff way, not in the here's our jokes I prepared, but
Right.
like,
I don't need like some 20 minutes set up to a joke and all
no,
that.
no, no. I just like just a, whatever comes up in conversation. But these people were just, it was painful, dude. It was really, really painful. The first two guys come up and I'm just like, okay, it's just gonna get funny at some point. And there's like
You got to be
10
saving the
people.
best for last, right?
Oh, there's like 10 people in the crowd. So it's like it's not like a whole lot. And like I think 6 of them were other comedians going up. So it was like they weren't getting a lot of laughs and there was not a lot of people to laugh. But then the MC guy comes up and he's like talking and he's like, oh, he's talking about like, do you remember the old brick phones and pagers? Like, do you remember being old and stuff? And everyone's like, yeah, man. He's like, you guys got it so good, all this stuff. And then he points to me and he's like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you remember using a pager and stuff. And I'm like, nah, dog. like I've seen them before. Like, I'm not like, technologically illiterate. Like, I know what they are, but like, I've not had to, that's not been in my lifetime. He's like, man, how old are you? And I'm like, 24. And he's like, no, no, not with that beard. You're not 24. Not
It's
with
the
that
beard, my
beard.
man.
It's the beard. It's the beard. And he's like talking about, he's like, man, I'm 47. And like, this is the beard I got. And like, man, can we like trade beard? Whatever. It was kind of funny. It was like a funny little thing. But I'm like, I didn't really come here for the back and forth. Like, I just thought I'd be a spectator. Like, I don't want to be an active participant in this show here.
Just here to watch the show, man.
Exactly. But then the next guy comes up and he totally like whiffs on his first joke. He's holding the mic way too close. You can't hear anything he's saying. And then he like stops after he realizes that no one's going to laugh at this joke about him being short and having dreadlocks and the carpet matches the drapes. Like, that was his whole joke bit. And I was just like, right. And then he like stops, he looks around, he's like, man, you do have a nice beard. Like, give me on that beard. And like, can I have some of that beard? I'm just like, please, for the love of God, stop. And it happened like 3 or 4 times. Like, people just like whiff on their joke and they'd like scan around, be like, beard, let's talk about it.
Gotta latch onto something.
Exactly. I'm just like, can I just exist here? Like, can I just leave the house and come back and like not have anything notable to say? It blows my mind. Blows my mind. But anyway, I digress.
People are impressive. I'll record my script for my video and I'll listen back and I'll get through like 30 seconds and I'm like, this sounds like shit. I'm going to delete the entire thing.
Yep.
I'm not doing it anymore. I hate the sound of my own voice.
Oh yeah.
In most cases. So like that's why I've always been the one who wants to be behind the camera, because
yep,
I don't want to hear me.
Exactly.
I sound dumb.
Exactly. And that's why I don't do voiceovers. That's why I just have to like, I don't script it. I thought about it for a minute.
Go on the fly.
I have to do it. Otherwise, like, I'm going to find a reason to not. And I have a few videos where like, there'll be a segment where I was just recording me putting it back together and I'll just like speed up the footage or whatever and like put a track underneath it, because like I recorded it at a time where I couldn't talk. And when I was editing, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll put like a little voiceover afterwards. So I'm like, nah, that didn't happen. Like, I'm not going to deal with that.
See, I don't explicitly, I don't tell people or share on YouTube or anything where I actually work. Just that I do work at a repair shop that repairs these devices. And I'm very careful not to show logos for anything, because they're not paying me to do it. So I'm not going to kind of, but it makes it very difficult because I have, employees nearby who are talking. More often than not, we're playing music. The door's going to open and make a sound. Some customer's going to be yelling up front, something like that. And it's like, I can't do the voiceover. So there are certain snippets of my videos where I have left the sound in, where it's like a screen like cracking or something, or dropping a screw or some kind of sound. But it's so rare for me to get those moments on camera without somebody talking or something interrupting. And I don't want to put it out, because usually if you've worked in a repair shop with other people, you're really just sitting there kind of bullshitting and saying weird stuff, or somebody's playing a meme video in the back. And I'm not really trying to put that out. I'm trying to I'm trying to create the illusion that I'm professional.
No, exactly. And it definitely, it's the same thing with your setup you got now. Like, it has a really good look to it. It looks really clean cut, and it's like easy to follow along with, where I feel like mine, I'm just like, I'll just throw it together, it'll be fine. I'm like, just quantity, trying to get stuff out.
Right.
And also, like, I'm just kind of lazy. I don't want to deal with the voice.
It's still getting you views and stuff,
Yeah.
I'm not going all out. I think my main, the main big repair channel for phones is Phone Repair Guru. And he goes all out, making his desk, pristine white. He's got a little plant and a planter that matches the color and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't have time to do that. I got phones to fix. I'm doing the video as a side project. But I'll try and I'll clear off my desk only for the parts that you see. Like, just out of that viewfinder is utter chaos. There are Mountain Dew cans. There's all kinds of nonsense going on.
I got like carcasses left and right on my desk. And then like, I did clean my desk, so it's kind of clean now, but like, we'll see how long that lasts. My problem is like, I just have such a good like memory with figuring out like where I put stuff in the chaos. It's the worst.
Like my desk can be complete clutter, but I know where everything is. It's organized. It looks like shit to everyone, but
it's my own system. Don't be dogging on it.
screw maps are a big thing, like keeping a screw
Oh
map.
yeah.
But it's
That's
sometimes I'm like, I know where the screws are. Don't worry about it, man.
yeah.
Just shove them in that corner.
Oh yeah. And then like someone's like, I had a friend of mine come over and they looked at my desk like, what's going on here? Like, how can you tell these screws apart? I'm like, I've seen millions of them. Like I know exactly which goes where. Like it's just a part of my brain now. It's terrible.
No,
But
it
it's
gets ingrained
helpful.
in you. You do the same device so many times. Like you could throw me a PlayStation that's completely in pieces, all the screws mixed in a bag, and I'll know exactly where everything goes just because I've done it so many times. It's
Right.
become muscle memory at this point. And that muscle memory can kind of trip you up doing repairs too,
Yep.
because you'll start doing stuff that you don't need to start doing for that repair.
Yep, I've done that before. I'm like, why am I taking the mirror box off? Like, what am I doing here? Like, what's
I'm
going
like
on?
disassembling the screen, taking the home button out, and like I was just supposed to put a new battery in it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just like,
what am I doing,
but
man?
look at these other cool things I can do. It's all right, cool.
Well,
Nice.
I'm recording it, so I guess this is now a tear down.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I'm going
Just
all
throw a
the
tear,
way.
it'll be fine. Yeah. Okay, so there was a one of the promo videos for Halo Infinite. I'm not a big like video game person. I do like Halo sometimes. One of the videos though was this lady in like a space lab, it looked like, developing like the grapple hook thing or whatever in the video game. But the main takeaway was her lab space was just so clean. It was like a nice like concrete
Doesn't make any
building,
sense.
nice like nice soft lighting, a bunch of plants everywhere. I'm like, that's the workspace I would like. Like if I could pick
Oh,
anything,
ideally,
it'd be
yes.
that. Yeah. Like so far from that happening.
Oh
But
yeah.
a boy can dream. I'm dreaming
Yeah.
of it. It's a
Maybe
beautiful
one
thing.
day.
Yeah. And
Maybe
you
one
know,
day.
maybe the housing market will collapse even more so I can actually afford a place to live. Who
I,
knows?
that would be amazing if I could afford a place to live. It would be more amazing if YouTube would kind of help pay for that.
Oh, that would be
But
wild. Don't be asking for too much there, my guy.
I
Um,
mean, like the monetizing on YouTube has been surprising to say the least.
yeah.
Um, I expected like they're going to give me a nickel or something at the end of every month,
Yeah.
and it's been surprisingly more than that.
Yeah. Two nickels.
Um, yeah, pretty much. But sponsors are an interesting thing to get into.
Yeah.
I have gotten one sponsor request from the company Wise that makes the cheap little security cameras.
Okay.
They were like, hey, we made some new stuff like an LED light on the top, and we were wanting to send it to you, and you can make a little review of it and stuff. And in my ADD brain, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm getting a sponsorship. I'm going to make it. I'm big time now.
Yeah. It's all
Never
happening.
responded to the email. Never answered them.
Yep.
I was like, I was so excited that I forgot to say anything back. And now it's been like 3 weeks and I'm just like
Yeah. And then you're
waiting for
like,
the next one,
yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess.
You
But
kind of want to play hard to get,
it's an exciting idea that, you could make a career making videos where you're just, in I guess in our cases where we're just recording what we do for a living already.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I never thought that would be a market or a topic that would take off, just watching other people do their jobs.
Yeah.
But
It
it's
is it is interesting because like I thought initially when starting, like this would be good, helpful information to get out there
yeah,
for people. Like I thought like maybe I would just get a bunch of views on stuff, not much subscribers or anything crazy like that. Just like, but now I'm like seeing some of the comments, I get some of the emails from people and they're just watching it for me at this point. I'm like,
yeah.
but
No,
why? Like, why would you do that?
I started the channel just to share kind of repair tutorials with new employees that we brought on at my store.
Mhm.
And then other people started watching them and commenting on them. And I was like, people actually care about this.
Yeah.
And that's when I started going more in like, okay, I'm going to make a guide on this one. I'm going to try and make an actual guide instead of just being like, so this is what you do if this happens
Mhm.
and stuff. And that's the comments are motivating, man.
Oh, they really
They are
are.
really motivating. Some of them get sassy and it's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. Oh, dude. Okay, I got this one and the guy's camera was broken and they took it apart and he got mad because his camera was broken He's like, oh, your instruction was all wrong. And like, it wasn't.
Wasn't, you just don't know what
And
you're
like,
doing.
and the problem was is like, I know exactly how his camera broke, and it had nothing to do with like what I was showing. And I was like, I was trying really hard to like find a way to reply to the comment without sounding like shitty and know it
Right.
all. But it's like I was having a really, really challenging time like wording it. So it's like, I'm just not gonna reply to this
Sometimes
at
you want to be
all.
like, listen here, idiot. Let me
Yeah,
tell you right
moron.
now, you
I
don't
was
know
like,
what you're doing.
yeah.
But I'll get comments all the time that are like, you didn't show how to take the battery out, so I don't, it's broken now more. And it's like, man, I've shown the battery coming out of phones so many times, but I guess it makes sense because these people that are coming to videos like ours, they're not like watching our videos as if they're a series.
Yeah. They're
You
just
know,
watching the one they
they're just
need.
watching the one that they needed to get to.
Mhm.
Um, Also on the topic of people watching your videos just for fun, one of my good friends made a playlist on YouTube of all my videos, and he told me that he puts it on at night to fall asleep listening to my voice, which that was super duper sweet. But it also made me wonder, am I that boring that you can fall asleep
Yeah.
to it?
Yes, I've gotten that a few times where like your voice is so calm and relaxing. I'm like,
I mean,
thanks.
you do kind of have the super calm and relaxed voice, but when somebody directly tells you that they use it to fall asleep at night, it's
Yeah. Maybe it's just like because your voice and it's just kind of like a same tone. There's not a big like jump and anything
right.
like that. It's just it's very steady, easy to listen to.
I
The
think what's
recording is
impressive
really
is
good too. So
you managed to maintain that calm, steady voice while you're basically improving these videos. It's a little bit easier for me to maintain that because I'm basically reading off of a script, a few little
yeah.
improvs here and there, but
Yeah.
and I worry sometimes that reading off a script dulls it down too much, and that I should try and put a little more pizzazz into my videos, a little more inflection. Like, look at this,
Yeah.
Apple screws again,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I guess that would bring in more people, but at the same time, my audience is people trying to just figure out how to repair their stuff.
Yeah.
I
I
want it to
think
be to the point.
yeah. Maybe if you did like if you had like duplicate repairs, you could do like a refresh of
That's
an old repair you
that's what
did.
I did with another Galaxy phone. Is I'd already done a guide on it, but
Mhm.
I had another one and I felt the recording was better, so I wanted to make a video on it. But I just used it as more of a repair review, like how repairable is this device? What kind of weird engineering things did they do in there?
Mhm.
And I think that adds another section of content and another kind of category that you can switch between.
Yeah.
It can't all just be guides. It can also be talking about the repair itself,
Yeah.
repairability.
Yeah. Get a little opinion in there, I think helps too. Because it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, gives you a little bit more structure as a creator. People kind of latch onto that because they want to be on board with someone that they kind of agree with their opinions on things. Yeah,
I
I
also don't know
take
how
that.
to engage my main demographic, I guess.
Mhm.
According to YouTube, a majority of my views are, well, not a majority, a close to the majority are views out of people from India. And
Interesting.
I know that phone repair and tech repair is big in India, but I don't know what kind of stuff they're into to kind of cater towards them.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to kind of hit that where my target audience is. Also, my audience is like 99.1% male.
Yep.
And I think that the only female is either my wife or one of my other friends watching the video. It's just
Yeah.
I can't market towards everybody.
No, no, no. Yeah, that's kind of how mine is. I think there's like a little bit better split, but I don't think I have many subscribers from India. A lot from America,
See,
a lot
that's what I
from
would find interesting from yours is that you probably have, more, I guess, US and Europe or Canada kind of
mhm,
subscribers.
a lot from
Because
Japan too.
I could see Japan. I could see
Yeah,
Japan.
which makes
I
sense.
mean, they're big on retro stuff too.
Yeah.
So breaking out the cameras, they enjoy that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
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 weird.
interesting that the targets that or the groups that end up watching your videos
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
kind of unexpected.
Yeah. That isn't, do you get the people pulling up the closed captioning and stuff like that for their language? Do you see that analytics? I'll get that a bunch too. Where I'm like, oh, so many
I
people are
haven't
trying to
actually
pull this
looked
up in
into that.
Spanish. Yeah. It's kind of cool to see. I'm just like, oh, it's neat that like, I don't know. The thought of like helping people on the other side of the world is like, oh, that's a really cool thing.
It is. It is. I got a comment on a drone repair video from somebody in I'm assuming in Russia,
Hmm.
because they wrote in Russian in the comment. And
Hmm.
I was like, wow, that's really cool. Somebody's watching my video. And I uh, tried to use Google Translate to send a comment back. And actually just recently got an Instagram message from somebody asking if their phone could be fixed. And I was going through saying, I don't offer mail-in repairs just yet. I've got some contracts that prevent me at the moment. But, you could check out these, like, I just think of the most popular US franchises for phone repairs.
Hmm.
I suggest those to them, and they're like, not really possible. I live on a remote island in Australia. I was like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
You're watching my video on this?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is really wild.
It's so cool to know that people out there are watching your stuff, and then
Hmm.
to know like that they're from totally different places around the planet
Yeah.
is amazing to me.
Yeah. The modern world in that way is just absolutely fascinating. Speaking of Australia, do you watch any of Dank Pod's videos?
Yes.
Okay, tight. I was
Yes.
just gonna say, because like,
You know how many times I get a phone and I want to break out the one grit and just,
oh, all the time I can imagine.
oh my God,
All of the
just
time.
just the satisfaction. There are some days that are slow enough that I don't have a lot to repair, and I just want to pull it out, re-break a phone so I can repair it again just for something to do.
Yeah, I was just he did a Polaroid video not too long ago. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Like that's this is
You're
my
encroaching on
territory.
my territory right
Yeah.
now.
But I love his stuff quite a bit. That's kind of, I think I started watching his stuff like a little bit after I started my channel, thereabouts or something like that. But I always loved iPods. So like
Yeah.
watching someone repair iPods was like, oh. So I started repairing on iPods and stuff like that. And yeah, I was like, okay, I don't want to see my face. Much like you probably don't like editing your voice, I don't really like editing my face. So these videos are very challenging for me because they also get to be very long too. So I just have to
Oh
like
yeah.
scrub through them for a couple hours and do whatever. But I was like, I don't want like I like the anonymity. I kind of enjoy that. So I just thought,
Yeah.
you can just see my hands. We'll just kind of run with that. And so seeing his setup and seeing how like that worked and all that, I was like, okay, this is doable. This is an avenue to some form of success. And now I'm trying to like spin it in a way that works a little bit more for me, where I can do more creative short elements and like have a little bit more opinion pieces and more fun with the format rather than
Oh
just like,
yeah.
and here's me repairing the 700th ME Super. It's
Exactly.
done. Yeah.
And I think, or at least the YouTube algorithm likes faces a little bit more.
Yeah.
And for the most part, my face, you don't see it on my channel at all, except maybe in a thumbnail or like if I pull up the selfie camera on a phone
Yeah.
for a couple seconds. I'm not front and center, and that's because the video is not really about me. It's
Yeah.
about the device I'm repairing. And so I guess that's why I'm kind of going with the running gag of gloves. You don't see my hands. You only see
Yep.
me wearing gloves in all my videos. And so like if I hit 1 million subscribers one day, then I can't do a face reveal. It's already on one of the thumbnails way
Yeah.
back when, but I could do a hand reveal.
There you go. There you go.
Something gimmicky to give the audience.
I kind of like that. Maybe I'll do a foot reveal for mine. Get all
But
those weirdos in there. Yeah. Big ass
pants
feet.
reveal.
Yeah.
Is he wearing pants?
Never.
Are they shorts?
Never. Oh yeah, I'm wearing shorts right now, but like no, I've never worn pants while recording a video. Like it just doesn't happen. Like just raw dog in the chair.
So I gotta ask, so is camera repair your primary business? Like, is that your
No.
no?
No. So primary source of income right now is another job. It's a pretty easy job. It's just work from home stuff. And
Fair enough.
It's good. It's a steady paycheck, which is nice. And that also helps me keep my repair costs pretty low, which is cool. And then also times like now where I just have so much stuff that's in, it's like all of the stuff that I have in too is like really weird and like has been taking way too long to work on
Mm,
because I've never seen it before. I've never worked on the system before. And trying to find the parts for it's been a challenge.
oh, I
It's just
imagine
been, yeah,
trying to figure it out, looking for repair guides that are super obscure
none,
and just
none.
half the time in Japanese.
Yep. 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 Yep.
It gets
Yep. Yep.
very hard.
Oh, it's so much fun. I love it so much. Every day is a
No, because
blessing.
work from home it would be the dream. Because
Yeah.
as I said earlier, dealing with people in a retail environment is
Mhm.
getting a little old.
Yeah.
But
That's the one qualm I have with this, like, running my own business is, sometimes I get on a streak and I'm just, like, replying to all the emails in the world, and I love it. And other times I have to, like it's just so much of a, like, drain on my time and energy, like, as I'm not a very social person, so I was like, "Oh, I just had, like, a secretary or someone I could just field this to be like, say XYZ and reply to them if it's a weird thing."
oh,
Oh,
hold up.
uh-oh.
So I
Your
should have
face just got
mentioned
really weird.
the Nikon Z6 is hooked up to a couple different things. One of those is not an external power supply.
Perfect.
So
It's
hold
funny
on, that
because
battery was toasted.
I was actually just about to ask a question about how's it like living with the Nikon? Obviously, it's going great.
Oh, wonderful as always. It works well. It works
Oh,
well.
yeah, no, I'm sure.
Can't put it too
But
hard on it.
I shot with one the other day. One of my buddies had one, and I really enjoyed it overall, I would say. I just don't do a
So
lot of digital still photography because at that point, I'm like, might as well just shoot a digital video. So,
true. I actually started on Pentax digital cameras.
yeah.
Love Pentax for their water resistance, more rugged ones.
Hmm.
Do we have video?
There we go.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Um, I love Pentax's ruggedness, but then I got into I worked at Best Buy for a while actually and started selling cameras, got into cameras, and like it was always the battle of Nikon versus Canon. You know,
Yep.
who's it gonna be? And for me, Nikon was the type that you had to kind of tweak the settings to get the picture that you wanted, but the colors that you could pull out of it were so beautiful.
Hmm.
I loved the way that they did their color science. Whereas Canon was just like, you can throw that bitch on automatic, pull it
Hmm.
out, press the button, and you are getting shots.
Yep.
And it's great. But that wasn't really what I wanted. I wanted something where I could just set up because I'm doing nature and macro photography and I'm set up, zoom in a little bit, tweak a little bit,
Yeah.
and get it going.
Yeah. And I
But
think that's really
yeah,
smart because sometimes I'll just be running auto like with the ME Super, just run around, shoot auto all the time. Super fun and easy, but it's like I just kind of feel this like distance from the actual work 'cause it's not as involved. It's the same deal
right.
with a F4. I picked up a couple F4s the other day, and they're like motor winders. So you don't even have the manual advance lever, which is fine. It's kind of cool. Shot a wedding with it, so I got some nice action shots of all that and whatnot. But still, like you can burn through a roll super quick
Oh yeah.
and just not think twice about it. Which, if you're doing kind of photography that necessitates that, fantastic. I don't though. So I kind of like to just pause and wait a moment and then advance and shoot and whatnot. So it just all kind of depends on your preferences. I started out with Canon digital stuff. I've kind of stuck with them because I really enjoy it. But I just got a Black Magic Pocket 6K. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. So I've been shooting with that
That
quite a
sounds
bit.
fun.
It is actually, let me see, I got it right here. Yeah. 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 Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah.
Oh,
Got the 1 terabyte drive on there.
oh,
Got the 24 to
so nice.
105. Oh, it is real good.
God, it looks like
Partially,
it's it looks like it's a SLR that just got the eyepiece guillotined off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's super compact. It's super easy to use. I got
Oh man.
a bunch of goodies with it too. So I'm super stoked to like get to do more stuff with that, but it's just kind of
That's like the difference though between like film and digital. With digital, you can just run and gun, never
Mhm,
worry about running out of shots. You just go, go, go. But
exactly.
when you're limited to a certain number of exposures, you got to make those count. You got to
Yep.
spend time thinking like, is it worth taking this picture?
Yeah.
You
That's okay.
know?
So that's exactly why I got into film in the first place. I bought the Mamiya C330 about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whenever. I bought it for myself for my birthday. It's one of the best birthday gifts I've ever been given. Um, and yeah, I went to San Francisco on a little birthday trip, and it's a medium format camera. So I got 12 shots, and I was like, oh, this will be good because it'll help me figure out how to get like the most important shots,
Right.
how to kind of like figure out, how to frame things better. And a lot of those photos were like, they're okay. Some were pretty good, but I wasn't like blown away by it. It wasn't like my best work, but that kind of laid the foundation for this different mindset of limitation, like adding limitation to the workflow kind of makes it feel more important, more grounded.
It
And
does.
that's something that you just don't get in digital. But
Mm-mm.
that being said, having shot a lot of 16 millimeter film, it hurts. Like you just hear the money just escaping you.
That is the downside to it,
It's just
unfortunately.
yeah, it's tough. It is tough. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of whatever system you have in place, I feel like you can make work for yourself if you know kind of what you want with it. I
Right.
really love shooting 16 millimeter. I'll always shoot it. Any opportunity I have to shoot it, I will like try to get someone to pay me to shoot it, or I will spend the money to shoot it myself. Because I love it so much. But the ease of the workflow with digital is second to none. Oh, who is this?
This is
What
Comet.
what a special little creature. Oh my goodness.
He's adorable, and he's not a fan of being held that much.
I'm kind
But
of picking up on that, but I'm really glad he made an appearance. This is definitely going to be in the interview segment for sure.
he likes to
Cat
walk on.
cameos get in there.
Don't walk on the keyboard. Don't walk on the keyboard, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't. Okay. Okay.
My roommate's cats like to jump in my room and then see how long they can like walk on my desk and how much they can knock over before I notice
Right.
and then pick
It's
them up
great
and be
when you
like,
have screws and stuff out. Like he also has just
love
started
it.
to walk across my 3D printer quite often.
Ooh, that's good because
Which
the tray doesn't need to be level for that, right? Yeah,
no,
just
it's
it could be
fine.
yeah, it's whatever. It's
This
not a
hot
very
motorized
calibrated.
thing just rocking back and forth.
That's fine.
He'll be
Cats,
okay.
yeah, that's a great place for a cat to be. Exactly where you want him, I'm sure.
These cats, I tell
Yeah.
you,
No respect. No
no
respect.
respect.
No respect around here. Okay, so do you have any like future plans moving forward? Is there anything like anywhere you want to take your photography, whether it be like more portraits or have you ever thought about doing like a little photo book kind of thing? You talked about doing video projects. Just lay it all out. What is stuff
So
you want to do?
I've done weddings in the past. I've shot several weddings. I'm going to be shooting a wedding next year also, but I'm also going to be mixing in drone footage with it. So that's going to be fun because I also fly drones. I
Very nice.
repaired one a while back and was like, this is cool as shit. I'm going to do this now.
Yeah, that's tight.
And that tends to be how I get into things. I'm just like, this looks cool. Go all the way.
Same, same.
But I've also been talking to a gentleman who works out of somewhere in Missouri, I think, but he does product photography and just goes to he gets hired by businesses who make stuff and they want pictures of their stuff that look good. He
Mhm.
goes out, he charges a couple $1,000, gets some awesome pictures, and they're set. And I think that would be a good way to foray into what I want to do, which is take photos professionally,
Mhm.
as well as probably get into video. I would love to get into videography and do some. I don't have the urge to be on a big production thing. I
No.
don't want to work at a studio or anything like that.
I would stay away
Um,
from it. I really would.
I'm also not
It's
going to work at Jostens for yearbook photos and stuff. I'm not playing that game. I
stay away
wanted to have
from
some
real
creative.
estate too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked into real estate because it's money, and I do have a drone,
Yeah.
but it's like it goes back to the car photos. It's all the same thing rehashed all the time, and I just get sick of it. Great for income, but I would rather take pictures of I want to get into photography professionally of portraits. I want to do portraits of people. That would be the dream.
Mm-hmm.
That or making short films, little indie films. I'd work on something that goes to Sundance. That's about my end tier
Okay.
level. It'd be cool. Now, let me tell you, when you see those big production companies and the tech that they're playing with,
Oh yeah.
oh, I want to play
Oh
with that, but I
yeah.
don't want to work in that environment.
No,
I just want to
no.
play with the toys.
Exactly. Yeah, I just want the fun side of it. Yeah, because it's like I've worked on a number of sets. I've done like freelance work, and I was doing a bunch of stuff for this like it was like this financial conglomerate with like a bunch of different financial advisors. They'd all fly into this little warehouse. We'd like shoot little segments for ads and stuff for them. It was just like really scummy, scammy stuff. Not my cup of tea, but the paycheck was okay. But yeah, they had like some really interesting tech. And the guy who was running the studio before the guy that was running at the time I was working it, he bought like all the wrong stuff. Like he had just had like a bunch of like black magic Ursas, like 12Ks, just literally just laying around. There was just one like on a tripod alone. I'm like, I'm just gonna pull my car up real quick and get out of here. Yeah, there was just like all these goodies everywhere. Nobody
Oh
knew what they
yeah.
were doing. Nobody had any clue how to work any stuff, anything. Like the first that was the first time I operated like a steady rig, like a legit steady rig. I like had to try to mount the 4K onto it, and it was like not registering it properly. So that was super fun. It was really weird to be in that environment where I'm like, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, if I had just even a quarter of this budget, like the amount of things I could do would be insane. But here's people with
Right.
all this money, no creative capability, but they still feel like they're doing it. I don't know. It's very weird. And I just think back to, I was talking to my buddy yesterday because we were filming some more of the little TV show bits or whatever YouTube show bits. And I was like, we ran the setup pretty easily, just up in the attic and stuff. And once you have a setup going, like the setup I have here, it's super easy to just turn on the camera, hit record, and you
Yeah.
want to do it because it's not like I got to move this out of the way. I got to get this set up. I got to coordinate with so and so. Like I got to get all this stuff. And some of the times that stuff is fun, like all those little details that feels really good to get everything lined up in a production and put together. But other times it's like I just want something simple just to work. I just want
Something you can
something
just
just
run and
do.
gun, just
Yeah.
go.
Yep. So I kind of flip flop on that quite a bit, but it's just like the stuff I want to make doesn't really make money. So I got to figure out a way to make money to make the stuff I want to make to then hopefully make a little bit of money to continue making the stuff I
It's
want to make, you
it's
know?
the classic. How do I do what I want but still get paid to do that?
Exactly. Exactly.
And
So
I'll tell you, I haven't figured out the secret yet, but
yeah, no.
it's the goal. It's the end goal.
I got Tony Robbins on the line just after this so I can figure out the secret because I read that book and it was bullshit.
He just told me to make self-help books and then
Yeah.
sell them. That's
And
what he
like,
did. I've been
and I,
bamboozled again.
he's got a real good smile though, that man. It's
Oh, he
just there's
do.
just so much smile. I'm like, I can't trust a man that just has
Mm.
that big of a smile. There's too much going on.
If the smile's not causing a lens flare, I am not listening.
Damn straight. Uh, I want to be blinded by them pearly whites.
I've been out west a couple times. Recently, for my wife and I's honeymoon a couple of years back, we went to Snoqualmie, Washington, just outside of Seattle,
Mhm.
which was really cool. She's a big Twin Peaks fan, and
Oh,
that's where the
nice.
show was filmed.
Very
So we
nice.
went and got to see all the sights and ate at the diner and everything.
They
It's
got
pretty cool, but
pie. What was the other thing that he
The old cherry pie and
Yep.
something else. No, but God, I love it out west.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the mountains, and seeing some of the pictures and videos that you post of like the beach and stuff out there.
Oh
God, I
yeah.
want to go so bad.
Yeah. No, it's real nice. Like, yeah, living in Phoenix was cool. I enjoyed it. It was pretty easy.
I feel like it would be the opposite of cool.
It
It'd be
was,
pretty
yeah,
hot.
it was very hot.
But
And like I've never really developed the heat too much. I have like real white skin, so I just burn every time I think of the sun. It's really not for me. But it was like pretty easy to live there, you know? And then prices of everything went up, traffic got worse, it just is getting hotter. And I was just like, there's no real creative scene here. So there's really no need to stay here. Like there's a lot of like commercial work,
sure,
but again, it's like I'd rather just have a job at that point.
exactly.
So then I've always wanted to come back here because I'm from here originally. So it's like, oh, I'll just like scoot back up here. I got a buddy up here, so we're doing stuff together, which is pretty fun and just a different lifestyle, which has been
Whole
kind of
different
cool.
vibe.
Yeah, it's also so much easier to just not sweat all of the time. I still sweat a lot, but just like not
Right.
all of the time, you know.
Not just from existing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I actually have to work for it a little bit, which makes me feel better. You know.
There you go.
So
Makes you feel like you're more in shape.
exactly. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah. I need to find a gym up here though, because I got to get back to that. Because that's one thing that like I just like lifting heavy things. Not because like I want to be like the strongest person ever, or because like I want to look jacked. It's just like it's such a good therapy exercise of just like, oh, I can just move this and then I'm good.
Heck yeah.
Having
the
a bad
stress out.
day, just fucking squat a bunch of weight. You're fine. It's all good. Is this camera not being able to be put back together? Just it's fine. Just like hit the bench real quick. You know, just push all of that anger out of you.
I mean, it's better than hitting the device, I guess.
Yeah, this is true. This is quite true. Although I have done that a few times. Just like
We've all been there. Hey,
what is wrong with you?
I had to see what happened if lithium batteries were all that dangerous. So I just took an X-Acto knife and put it in, and they're not as bad as you think unless they
Interesting.
actually go off. Once
Okay.
they start going, they are. I emptied a fire extinguisher. I
No
don't know
fun.
that my boss was too happy about that, but I don't know that he actually found out either.
Well,
So
there you go. And hey, you know what he doesn't know won't hurt him or
that's
something like
exactly
that.
right.
That's
As
the
long as he gets
phrase.
that paycheck at the end of the month,
Oh, it's all good.
it's
It's
all
all
gravy from
good.
there.
No worries. Nobody got hurt. That's
No.
funny though, because I have like a bunch of iPod batteries that I got like the little was it the spicy pillow
Oh yeah.
look to them. And I'm like,
I had a coworker who used to use them for target practice. He would take them out to the range and try and
ooh,
shoot at them. They don't go off as much as you think. Apparently the bullet just too fast and kind of cauterizes the inside of it.
oh, that's kind of lame.
I will say that the knife and twist though
That is
gets
an
you them
effective method.
good sparks, and the smell is incredibly toxic and terrible.
Perfect. Yeah.
I have thrown up one time from it, but I still say it was worth it just
Hmm.
because fire
Fire fun.
fire is fun,
Fire
man.
fun. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
It's
So
fire.
sometimes I think like, oh, I've really developed a lot this year. Like this past month has been a really good growth experience for me, but I still laugh at farts in 69 and fire fun. And it's just like, okay, no, I'm still just
I'm not 6 years old anymore,
yeah.
except sometimes.
Yeah. I'm still dragging my knuckles around trying to find the cave I live in.
My
But
mom's constantly like, "Do you remember when you set those Legos on fire?" You know, Mom, I don't, but it sounds really fun.
yeah,
And I would
might
do
have
it
to buy
again.
some Legos. I mean, check it out. Yeah, that's interesting. Cause like I don't know. It's just one of those like thoughts I have. I'm like, oh, I'd love to just see what would happen. But
It's back to the
also,
caveman mode of fire cool,
yeah,
fire very
yeah.
fun. Oh, fire hurt.
My boss kept getting these like Yashica Electros, which are just the worst cameras. And all of them were like designed to take mercury batteries and stuff. I didn't know that at the time. And a lot of them had mercury batteries in them still. And so I would just be like digging in with like the screwdriver, just like chiseling mercury. I've inhaled so much
Ooh.
mercury. There was like no safety procedures whatsoever. I had nothing going, no health insurance, just like raw dogging life every day. It was just like seeing what would happen. I actually learned how capacitors work because I just kept electrocuting myself, as I feel like most people do. You know,
You
like
got to find out some way.
you got to have that hands-on application, you know, otherwise it's just like, will it
If it's not
actually
making a
electrocute
pop,
me? Yeah.
how do you
How
know
am
it's
I
bad?
supposed to know? Yeah. So I discharged a few of those into my arm. Like, okay, I think that makes sense. Um, yeah. Oh, I get it now. Yeah. So, you know, been there. And then also on the drive up here from Phoenix, it was like I left Phoenix at like 11 a.m. and I was driving all the way up to Winnemucca, Nevada, which is just the middle of nowhere. And it was going to be a little over a 12-hour drive, which is healthy. And I just thought, like, if I can make that stint, then I can make the next stint. And I had work on Monday. So, like, I just had to get up to here. It was a whole deal. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Um, so, at about 10 o'clock at night, I'm like driving in the middle of Nevada. I had not seen another car for like an hour. Like, I'm just in the middle of nowhere by myself. And I get this like smell. And I'm like, oh, what is that? Like, it's not gasoline, but like I know this smell. And it literally took me 30 minutes because at 10:30, I was like, oh, it's the contact cement that I use. That's what the smell is. I was like, oh, thank God I figured out what that is. And then another like 15 minutes passed. I'm like, wow, I probably should not be inhaling this as much as I am because it's in, you know, industrial glue. And I had like a
Right.
big jar of it. And I remember literally setting it on the floor of my passenger seat because I'm like, well, I don't want this to move around too much. It has like a paint can top that I'd like, you know, hit down pretty good, I thought.
Pretty good.
And I didn't want to like spill over a bunch of stuff and cause a mess. So I was just like, I'll just put it right here where I know where it is. We'll be all good. So as I'm driving, I start like getting very lightheaded. I'm like getting a lot more sleepy than normal because usually I can keep going. I can drive for a very long time, but I'm like, oh, I'm really starting to feel it. Like something's happened, and I'm seeing all sorts of weird things. Like
Oh
there
God.
was like these like little indicators on the sides of the roads, like little red lights. And every time I would see them line up just enough, I was like, oh, that's a car. And I'd freak out a little bit, or I'd like look behind me because I got the U-Haul and I'm like, oh, that car's really close to me, but it was just the U-Haul trailer. And then at some point too, it was like 1 in the morning. I'm still driving. And there's like this guy just on the side of the road in like this high visibility jacket, just walking. And I was like, I saw him and I was like, oh, that's actually a person. I just like swerve out of the way because like he was like walking enough in the road that I would have hit him. Uh yeah. And then finally got into Winnemucca at like 2:30 a.m. with just the best headache in the entire world.
Ooh.
And then the next morning, I like was like, oh, fresh air. This smells so good. And I go check the car because I was going to see like how bad it was. It spilled out everywhere in the car. Like it was just the whole
Oh
container was empty. So I was huffing the whole
no.
thing. I had another like 6 hours to drive thereabouts the next day. So I like had all the windows down. I'm driving. Smartly, I packed all of my clothes in the U-Haul before I left. So I bought a shirt in Las Vegas. I bought like a cheap Goonie shirt from a grocery store because I just needed something to wear. So I'm wearing like a t-shirt that smelled like glue. And as I get into Oregon, it starts snowing. I get stuck in a snowstorm. So it's like, all right, do I freeze or do I inhale more glue? Like
My
what's it gonna
God.
be? What's the pick? Yeah, finally made it in one piece. Now I have a glue addiction. So
You know,
could be worse. Could be
I
worse.
solder with leaded solder and didn't have a fume extractor for a long time. So
Oh, you have one. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to future lead stuff,
I'm excited too.
probably.
It should be good. I've heard good things. I can now see smells.
I mean,
So
see, it's
that's
got perks.
pretty fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody talks about the bad. Nobody talks about the
Exactly.
perks.
Every time I try to like open a door, I get an electric shock. That's fun. That's a fun thing.
Normal.
Exactly.
Better
That
than
could be
normal.
beneficial. Yeah. I am all powerful now. That's just all it is. They're just jealous. They want me to be safe because they don't want me getting more power. Like,
What is safety
exactly.
anyway?
Who are you to tell me how to live? Yeah,
Sounds made up by the
exactly.
man,
By OSHA.
OSHA.
What do you know, OSHA?
I've never heard of an OSHA. I
All,
surfed an ocean.
yeah, all I know is that they don't like any of the things I do. That's what.
We
Making
actually have a bar stool at work, and we took Sharpie and wrote OSHA approved step ladder on it. And
Yep,
what they don't know won't hurt them.
exactly.
It's a great way to increase your current height.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There was
Stand on it. It's good. Safe.
we had to do ladder safety training for film school and stuff, all this. And then every time like we'd be on set or something, I stand on a chair. Don't worry, I got chair safety training. We're all good. I got this covered. And we had this one ladder at the old warehouse, and it was like one of those stair ladders. And first of all, my boss just would like park both of his cars and his boat in the warehouse. So there was like this much room to operate this ladder. And so it'd always be like kind of hard to not hit his car to get to the top shelf of things. And then you get on it, and like one of the legs was significantly shorter than the other one. And every time you got onto it, like clockwork, he would come around and be like, oh, yeah, this is such a good ladder. I got it for such a good deal. I got it so cheap. And I'm like, I'm at the top of this ladder. I'm a pretty heavy guy. And I'm like, I don't need to hear how cheap this ladder is. He's like, yeah, I don't know why they sold it. I don't know why they'd want to sell this. It's so cheap. And then he'd like kind of move it and the whole thing's shaking. I'm like, yeah, great, Peter. Thanks. This is great. Earthquake simulator. Appreciate it. This is awesome. Such a cheap
Stability
ladder.
training.
Oh my God. It was, sometimes I think back to that job. I was talking to one of my coworkers in this video, and he was just reminding me of like some of the stuff that happened. I was like, oh no, like I actually lived that. Like you don't realize how much you repress of certain experiences until people bring it up. You're like, that's right, that happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, life is good. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to talk about. Was there any other points you wanted to touch on?
No, I think we got everything. I'm sorry I took like 2 hours of your lunch break, but
oh no, you're fine. I got another hour left. no,
I'm gonna get on this job.
No, I'm playing. I'm probably no, it's Friday. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
It's Friday, exactly.
Yeah, it's all
exactly.
Good. But no, this was awesome. It's cool to actually get a chat with you. We've talked a little bit, and it's always a pleasure. Because
thanks for bringing me on.
Yeah, of course, bringing you on. Just Zoom call. It's not a big deal. Over there with your fancy light, you're making it a big deal.
It's the Romping Bronco podcast.
Oh yeah. Welcome. We're just guys being dudes talking about repair stuff.
We're going to talk about repairs and how Pentax is shit in the bed.
I know. Don't even get me started. It's like literally yesterday, I got my little Emmy Super, and the advanced lever started acting up. I'm so angry. I got to tear it apart. I just don't want to do that.
My light meter still cycles from top to bottom like a carnival ride.
Just constantly?
Yep. It's admittedly my fault for desoldering and ripping a wire and then kind of soldering it back where I thought it went.
Which wire was this exactly?
Oh man. I'll tell you this though, that if I put it into manual mode and press the shutter button, it works.
Well, there you go. Does it fire at different speeds or just...
You kind of got to watch. Okay, so much like a carnival game, if you watch the light and it gets to just the right one, you bam, get it. Okay, look, I can fix phones. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Must be nice.
Any consolation?
Must be nice.
If it's any consolation, I'm not encroaching on your business anytime soon with my skills on these.
Yeah, stay back. Just look intimidating.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna fix some phones. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fix my phone. Actually,
show you how it's done. Yeah. I'm gonna watch Phone Repair Guru's guide, not yours.
Exactly, and then I'm going to write up a script about it, and it's gonna sound really good, and people are gonna fall asleep to it. Your friend's gonna have to make a new playlist. Go repair a camera. See what happens.
See what happens.
All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure. You have a great rest of your day.
You as well, my man. And if you ever want to do stuff, let me know.
Yeah, if I'm ever over that way, if you ever come back and visit the beautiful PNW,
I'd like to.
I bake pies. I don't bake cherry pies yet, but like I've baked a pie or two, so I can get you a good pie.
Getting there.
See. All right, bud. I'll catch you later.
See you next time.